Well, Steve, good to catch up with you just before race 3 here at Snetterton. Above us is blue sky. We've got a track temperature of 40 degrees. It's been an incredible way of, first of all, welcoming back fans to the British Touring Car Championship, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's great to see the fans here. And the sunshine is beautiful. Track temperature is 44, so one of the lads said to me just now, so it's crept up a bit. We've just got our soft tyres out of the way. Didn't make the progress that we were hoping to, but great to see the fans back as well.
It's been a challenge this weekend for many teams, and not least of all your 3 drivers. Senna Proctor joining you back in the BTCC this weekend. He's been very excited about that, but it has been a challenge for Josh, who had some weight in the first race, of course, and for Jade, hasn't it?
Of course. Josh had 66 kilos, matching his race number, which is a bit scary. Snetterton is not a good circuit for us for the Honda FK8s, even though Shedden was extremely fast. I'm disappointed that we haven't got the speed in the car that we would normally seem to have, but it's one of those circuits where we can't change the facts, and we came with a lot of weight, and even Senna had to take some of the weight as well. And Jade, of course, is doing her best out there in the darkness of the rear of the grid, and she's starting to improve every race.
It's one of those times of the season where everybody has to pull together, isn't it? Because there's a long way to go, and there has to be a collective momentum, doesn't there?
Well, we're very fortunate here. The BTC team here at BTC Racing are a great bunch of guys and girls, and there is nothing but momentum in the team. So this whilst we might be not as far forward as we'd like to, it's early days. It's round 2, or shall I say 4, 5 and 6, and we're ready to go. Yeah.
Heading to Brands Hatch in a couple of weeks. Obviously a lot of time to sit down, look at the data, talk to the drivers, talk through with the team about the strategy for Brands Hatch. A very different circuit that brings into play different types of driving styles, doesn't it?
It does. Firstly, it's not a lot of time. 2 weeks is not a lot of time. Those guys, we were talking last night, those guys will be working flat out to have those cars stripped and rebuilt ready. Brands has some characteristics that suit our car. In particular, some of the fast corners we're really excelling, and all 3 drivers are going to enjoy themselves. It's a tight-knit sort of 50-second max lap, and it's going to be good.
Yeah. Just watching the cars go around, is it me, or have I noticed extra sort of sponsor names or things appearing on the cars that have just been snuck in?
Yeah, there's a general theme of where some, we don't call them sponsors, we call them race partners. And the race partners, some of them are a bit slow to get themselves with COVID into gear, and their process, some of the big businesses that there are joining us have got a very long process to follow. So we can't rush it, we have to be patient. Jade's got a fantastic reveal at Brands Hatch, if everything goes according to plan, and that will suit her for 2 years. That'll be a 2-year deal for Jade. So we're really pleased about that.
I've just been chatting to Lydia Walmsley, who you support in the Mini Challenge. What a lovely young woman she is, and she's not only very excited to be supported by yourselves in that championship, but she has got her eyes and her aspirations set on great things.
She has, yeah. I knew her father from our oval days, not to race much against Mike, but obviously the genes are there, okay, and Mike's extremely competitive individual. BTC Racing has taken an interest in the Mini Challenge for a number of reasons. Again, our partner in DMP, which is Ron Phillips, has brought a sponsor for the Minis to the table for 2 years, and that's being revealed at Brands Hatch as well in a fortnight's time. And we're looking for a great association with them, and we're learning our trade in the Minis. There are certain processes in the Minis that you have to get to understand with tyres, on strategy, and we're learning, but we'll be fast. And Lydia's a great girl.
They're like a swarm of bees, aren't they, the Minis? Which is what I was talking to Lydia about, and she's, she's really upfront, and she said, "Look, I've got a lot to learn, and I've been watching from, near the back, but she's so excited about it. She cannot wait, and she has said her aspiration is to be in the top half of the finishes."
Yeah. I would like to see Lydia be able to progress this year to a minimum of the top half. Okay, that's the sights I'm setting in for her, because she is that capable, Steve. She is a real racer, and she needs to just grow in confidence, and she needs to learn some technique with the cars that she hasn't been explained about before, and it's going to take a little time for her confidence to come. But I have no doubt that her working with Joe Tanner, who's another talent as well, when BTC Racing get a grip of how this works, we'll be there or thereabouts with them.
Just back to the BTCC, with Steve Dudman crystal ball, nicely polished, have a gaze into it. What are we going to be looking for from your 3 drivers at Brands Hatch? I'm going to suggest to you at least points.
Points? You want me to value it in points?
No, I mean, I think they're going to achieve points. I think all 3 drivers should perhaps, correct me if I'm wrong, be aiming to score points. But what else is in your crystal ball? What can you see?
Yeah, I want for Brands, I'd like to see everybody in the top 12. Okay, which includes Jade. So a bit of a hurry up for Jade, but I'd like all of our boys and girls to be in the top 12.
Tell you what, we'll chat about that on Sunday at Brands, shall we?
In 2 weeks. Yeah, I'll see you there.
Steve, as always, a pleasure.
That's all right. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.